Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Instagram. If you come across my video, welcome to Divinely Classic. My name is Sarah Saraboy Sangbedu, and I have a very interesting discussion for us tonight. At my end in Aldridge, UK, it's 22:54. That's 6 minutes to 11 p.m. at night. But I just wanted to quickly do this video. If you can see my face, I'm very tired. But if I don't do this video today, I might be very busy tomorrow. So I decided to quickly do it. Once again, welcome to my space. Welcome to my page. Here we do all things health and fitness. We talk about life issues. We encourage healthy living. We sell clothes. We have a website actually. But tonight is just a discussion that I would like us to have. And I was browsing the internet this evening and I saw a video. That's actually what prompted this video of mine. Hello, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining Divinely Classic. So I saw this video of a young lady who was having issues with her mom because her mom asked her to pay something, contribute to the household income or buy fuel or gas, as they call it in America, to buy gas for her car because the young lady she works and her mom does drive her to and from work. And I think mom was requesting for some money to buy gas, as they call it in America. But the young lady wasn't having any of it. She said, mom, I think her mom asked her to pay £50 or $50 as they pay over there every week or $100 every week because she takes her to and from work and she buys food for the house. So mom was just saying, okay, contribute. And the young lady wasn't having any of it. And she was very angry. She was shouting, mom was shouting. And that actually got me thinking, a couple of days ago, I did a video, I think it was on Sunday. I did a video about sense of entitlement. Thank you so much, Omawumi Afalashade, for being here. Thank you so much. Kindly share this video. And if you're watching from YouTube, welcome to my channel. Subscribe if you haven't, please, and share this live stream. Thank you so much. Right. The question is, should teenagers be paying house rent or contributing to the household income? Just share your thoughts. What do you think? So on Sunday, I did a video titled Sense of Entitlement, and we defined sense of entitlement as a belief in unearned privilege, not through effort, but just because you think you are special, and unrealistic expectation from people. That's how we defined sense of entitlement. So when I saw this video today, it got me thinking, because I did mention that there are different types of sense of entitlement. We have the parent-child relationship, where the parents expect too much from the children expect too much from the parents. We have husband and wife or spouse entitlement, where either of the spouse expects too much from the other. We also have relatives, siblings, friends, where they want one party to do more and the other party is willing to stay back and enjoy the benefits from the party who is ready to do more, so, and it's not a very balanced relationship, if you ask me. So this is what prompted this live video is just to tell you that this sense of entitlement runs across all relationship. I think the closest relationship one can have is a relationship between a mother and a daughter. I am a mom, I have a daughter, and I know how much I love my daughter, and I want to believe that my daughter loves me as much as well, but when financial issues come like this, you begin to think, okay, is there love? Is there no love? But again, it's that sense of entitlement. So who is being entitled now? Is it the mom who is requesting for the child to contribute to the household income? Or is it the daughter who thinks, I shouldn't be paying anything? I am I'm the teenager, I'm the younger one here. I didn't ask to be born, And if you look at the video, I'll look for the video, but I'm just worried about copyright. That's why I didn't share the video here. If you look at the video, the young lady, very beautiful lady, she got eyelashes, really massive eyelashes. She's got, human hair, wig, whatever. Looked expensive. So my thought was, if you can buy these things for yourself, Why can you not contribute? I know I'm being judgmental and I'm not being objective, but I'm looking at it from a mom's angle because I am a mom. Okay. And let me just add here that I do not have a teenager that is working at the moment that I would say, oh, you need to contribute, you need to contribute. But I'm just learning every day that when I get to that stage, what would I do? And what am I doing now to take my child, my teenager, through the right path that when they get to that stage, we are not fighting over money? So, what do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Should teenagers be paying rent or contributing to the household income? Thank you so much for being here, guys. Please, please, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Please like this channel. Give me thumbs up. I need to see the thumbs up. Please like, subscribe to my channel, share my live stream, please. Okay, so we're going to go back to the topic. Should teenagers be paying rent or contributing to the household income? And this is a very complex issue, really. It's a very complex issue, and there are lots of arguments for and against. So tell me, what do you think? Do you think teenagers should be paying, or they really shouldn't be paying, just expecting mom and dad to do everything? Share your thoughts in the comment section, please. So like I said, there are two. It's a very complex issue, very complex. Lots of argument for it, lots of arguments against it. And at this junction, we need to argue that there are lots of factors involved as well. Family dynamics. In a household of a single parenthood, like a single mom or a single dad, and you have a teenager who is working, and the teenager doesn't want to contribute, and the single parent is not that wealthy. They are struggling to make ends meet, and you have that young lady or young man who thinks, oh, everything I work should be in my pocket. Mom or dad should be buying all the food, they should be buying all the gas. Is that really fair? And there are other things to consider as well. Is that teenager in education? Are they in full-time education? If they're in full-time education, as a parent, I suppose you should be more concerned about supporting them to concentrate on their studies rather than expecting them to bring money. The only reason I think you should be maybe expecting anything from them is if they're at least earning some money and they're keeping all to themselves. They're not involuntarily bringing money out to support the household. Again, like I said, there are lots of arguments for and against it, and some arguments for this idea that teenagers should be contributing, maybe not necessarily paying rent, but they should be supporting the household income. One of the arguments is that they should bring a small rent or contribution to the entire household. Another argument is that, just give me a minute, let me. This idea that teenagers should be sorry, just give me a minute. Okay, yeah. Oh, it's like the stream. Yeah, I was just trying to get that over there. So please, if you're on YouTube, please, please, please like my stream, share, comment, give me a thumbs up. I haven't seen you. I've got just one thumbs up. Thumbs up this video if you're there. Okay, so the topic again, should teenagers be paying rent? Okay, so people that support that argument is a small rent, a small contribution if you are a teenager that works, is not a bad thing. This is because it teaches you as a teenager valuable life skills such as budgeting, such as responsibility. And I so agree with that budgeting, because even as adults, we are struggling with budgeting. So if you had that experience from a young age, it might help. It might help for you to know that, okay, I'm only earning probably £300 or £500 every whatever week, maybe every month. I don't know if you're doing a part-time job, or if I take certain amount, say S amount of it out and give to my mom or my dad, or just use it to do the household shopping, I am left with this. So it gives better budgeting skills and gives you a sense of responsibility, because you live in the house. I don't know about other states, other countries, how they do their taxes and their tax system. Here, the more income you earn, the more tax you're going to pay. It's as simple as ABC. So if you say you have a husband, you work full time, your husband work full time, and you have a child who's probably doing maybe part-time job, is a combined household income. You're going to pay more tax, and that means paying more tax means that the money that will be coming in is reduced. Overall, the fact that you are working means that your parent that used to earn a little bit more, they're going to earn a little bit less. So if you are supporting as much as you can, that would really go a long way. And another argument for it says it prepares them for independent living. So when you go out to live by yourself, because you're not going to live in your parents' house forever, at a point you're going to go, oh, do you know what, I need to go get married. I need to live on my own now, and I need to start my own life, really. The fact that you have learned that budgeting, that sense of responsibility when you're with your parents, or when you were with your parents, is going to help you. It's going to help you to manage your independent living. And then we have the argument against it. So please share in the comment section. I'm not seeing any comments at the moment. Share in the comment section. Oh, who we got there? Jonita Kutana. Hello, darling. How are you? I think I remember you from our last chat. Hi, Cruz. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Kindly subscribe if you haven't. Please give me thumbs up. I can't see the thumbs up. And put in the comment section. Are you a teenager or are you a parent? Because depending on the side that you are, if you're a teenager, I'm sure what your arguments will be. If you're a parent, I kind of understand where your arguments would be, whether it would be for or against. Okay, so the arguments against children or teenagers supporting, one of the arguments is the child didn't ask to be born. They didn't. I've heard a case where the child actually took the parents to court that they didn't ask to be born. Why did you bring me to this word? So people arguing that children should not contribute. One yardstick that they use is the child didn't ask to be born. You have to. Oh, it's so true though. Okay, Roblox with Rosie, you agree? Do you agree that what? That the child didn't ask to be born, so the parent has to take all the responsibilities? Is that what you agree to? Just clarify your comments so I can understand better. But thank you so much for that. So some say, oh, I didn't ask to be born, so why do I have to stress myself? You wanted the child and you brought me into this world, so you have to take all the responsibility. But I, as a parent, I didn't ask to be born either, but my parents gave birth to me, and here we are. And it's all about life continuity. Imagine if your parents didn't give birth to you, and the other parent didn't give birth to their children. That's how things end. So that argument, I don't know how far people can go with that argument. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Kindly subscribe, kindly like. Okay, another argument is that, and I think this is very sensible for teenagers that are in full-time education. I don't think parents should be sending them out to work because they have to contribute. That I can understand, because as a parent, and I am also, recently I was in education, I've had to pause. It's pretty hard to concentrate on your education and have a job, hold down a job at the same time. It's very hard. So I advise my children to say, do you know what? As a young person, everything you need to do, if you can, whatever level of education that you want to get to, just do it even before getting married if you can, because it's a hard thing to manage education, to manage being a mom, manage being a wife. So back to the topic. If you have a teenager who is in full-time education, I personally do not support them going to have a job. If they decide to have a part-time job, they always say you can't eat your cake and have it. Maybe they might just still excel in their education. Some people have excelled in their education as well as maintaining a job, but it's not always easy. It's not always easy. So if that teenager is in full-time education, you really shouldn't be pressuring them to go and work and contribute to the household income. Another argument against that is it can cause resentment, and I agree. Like I said, what prompted this video is the video that I watched on Instagram this evening where a mom and a daughter, they were having a fight because the daughter didn't want to contribute. And the mom said, do you know what? You have to bring something in. You work now, you earn, I think, $1,000 or $2,000, I don't know. So you should be bringing $50 every week into the household income. And the girl was like, no, I don't earn that much. How can I afford to bring what you're asking me to bring? So there's always going to be that resentment between mother and child, especially, or between parents and children, especially if you have not been imbibing that culture when they were younger. From a tender age, if you think I might need some money when this child is of a certain, if this child is working, I think it's important that when they're young, we try to tell them that, you know what, when you get older, not as a sense of like you have to do it, but like just in a caring way. It's nice to be kind, just encourage them, say, just to support. Even if you see somebody outside who you don't know, you're not related to, and they're struggling, you would support them. So what stops you from supporting the household? Your mom, when you can see that financially she's struggling, or your dad, and you live in the house and you expect them to carry all your bills. I know I do not sound very objective at the moment, but it's how I feel. I personally think if you're working and you still live with your parents, it's only reasonable. Okay, let me read. We've got something. He said they should get a job and know how it is to work day after day. Okay, thank you very much for this wonderful contribution. Let me just read more. Okay. They should get a job and know how it is to work day after day. If they go to college away from home, fantastic point. If they go to college away from home, they will have to pay their rent. Very true. They will have to pay their bills. Teach your kids to cook and clean. Thank you so much. I'm going to love that comment. Can I actually love your comment? Because it's so true. I wish I could. I don't know if I'll go back to that comment. It is so true. If they went out, they say they moved from your city and went elsewhere to go to uni, they're going to pay their rent. They're going to have to buy food. Okay. So now they're living in the house. The least you can do is contribute. Bring in something. Okay. And also, like you just said, teaching them at an early age is very important. Teach them these skills to cook, to clean, to just be responsible, so that when they get to that age, 16, 17, 18, something has been sown in them already from a tender age. So thank you so much for that contribution. I do appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. So, the argument against it is that, oh, it will cause resentment. Parents will fight with children. Children will fight with parents. Why should parents be expecting money from their children? And another thing that I actually thought about is some cultures see it as a taboo. Some cultures think, what? Why would you even expect a penny from your child? Your child lives in the same house with you. Why would they be paying you? For me, it's more than you paying me. It's me teaching you life skills. Like I said, I don't have any child that's working. My kids are still in school, full-time education. So I don't have that child that's any money that I can say, oh, you need to at least contribute something, but I think I would say, okay, you go to that stage now, you earn money. What do you do with your money? You need to bring in something into the house. Okay. And an argument against it as well said, instead of you asking them to actually pay rent, you can use alternative method. It says, use alternative method like asking for food contributions. Okay. You can ask them to contribute to the gas. You can ask them to just support as much as they can. But then that's the problem. Like I said, the video that I watched this morning was stemmed from a mom asking the daughter to bring some money for the gas. And that caused a huge fight. And the girl was recording herself and her mom, and then she posted it on the internet. And I thought, okay, I as a mom, I don't support this. I don't support this at all. I wouldn't want my child to record me and post me on the internet because I'm asking them to bring some little money for the gas, bring some little money for, just contribute to the household. I don't think that's a bad thing. I personally don't think so. But if you think that's not good, share your comments in the comment section. Let's see your thoughts, where you're coming from. But another one that I agree with actually is, I've heard stories where people take the money, they tell their kids, you need to be paying X amount of money every week. And they actually take the money, not necessarily because they, as the parent, need the money, but because they want to save the money for their kids. I've heard that story, and you can actually do that. That money, you take it off them, put it somewhere, and probably gift the child that money later on. Maybe in 2 3 years time, you can save that money for them, excuse me, and give it to them. So there are lots of arguments for and against, like I said, but we have to consider different factors. The age of the child, how old are they? You expecting a 16-year-old to be contributing a lot of money? 16, in my opinion, is pretty young. I would say from 18, maybe 18, 16, I think. 16 is still a young person. I've got 16-year-old, and I wouldn't expect her to bring money into the house, for anything, because she's still in full-time education. So you need to consider the age of the child, and you need to consider the employment status. Are they full-time? Are they part-time? How much are they earning? What are they spending their money on? And if I had a child who earns the money and they're spending all that money buying fake hair and massive eyelashes and buying clothes every day, I would frown. I would say, do you know what? You can actually redirect your finances. You can actually do better. You can contribute to the house. I would have a problem with a child who earns a lot of money and using it to buy things which I consider, these are not, I don't know the right word to use now, and they're very expensive. But you would rather buy this than contribute to the household. How does that make sense? How does it make sense? So you need to there are a lot of things that you need to consider: the employment status and how much is a reasonable amount. You're asking your child to contribute to the household. Are you asking them to give you everything they earn? Are you asking them to say, okay, you earn X amount of money, you keep this for yourself if you want to save it, and then you bring X amount? Imagine asking them to bring half of what they earn. God, that child is going to cry. Or that teenager. I call them children because your teenager is your child. But that young person is going to cry if they earn £1,000 and you ask them, oh, you have to be contributing £500 every month to the household. They're going to cry. But let it be reasonable. Something that they can say, okay, say I gave mom or dad this amount of money. I still have some money that I can spend for myself. Overall, the end goal, in my opinion, is to teach them financial responsibility. It should be more than just the act of collecting money from your child. It's about being reasonable with your money. Whatever you earn, how much are you spending it? Where are you spending your money? Are you spending it on frivolous things? Or are you saving a part of it? Or are you trying to do this? Or are you just coming, from the shop, or you're coming from work and you think, oh, I don't think we've got milk in the house. We've run out of milk or sugar. Let me just do the household shopping. Not much, probably £50, £40, just to add top up to what mom or dad have already bought. That will go a long way instead of you keeping everything to yourself and not helping with the household grocery or supporting as much as you can. I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much for your contribution. If you haven't subscribed, I'm going to go on subscriber from this feed, from this stream. Please, please, please subscribe. If you're watching from Facebook, please like. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If this is your first time on my channel, thank you so much. Tell me where you're watching from. Like I said before, I live in Aldridge, United Kingdom. So tell me where you're watching from in the comment section, and I hope to see you again on my next live video. My next live video is still going to be on self-entitlement, because on Sunday I did the live video talking about self-entitlement, and I started this video about self-entitlement. Is it the parents now that is feeling entitled, or the children or the teenagers? Who is the entitled one now? Is it the mom that demands some money from the child, or the child that thinks, no, I shouldn't be paying you anything because you are my mom? The video that I watched, the young lady was telling her mom, "What did you do for me? Did you teach me how to drive? You haven't really done anything for me." And I'm thinking, what? You still live in a house? What do you mean? What has she done for you? Live in a house, you eat her food, she takes you to your job, you earn, and you have fake hair, you have fake lashes. How can you say, what has mom done for you? Anyway, I'm going to end this video. I don't want to say too much. Once again, please subscribe if you haven't. Thumbs up this video, comment, like, and share, and I'll see you in my next video.